Imagine a world where machines begin to think. Robots walking with human grace. Voices that answer us as if alive. Is this only progress, or the first step into something greater? We hold it in our hands, our phones that know us better than we know ourselves. Music, films, words, chosen not by chance, but by silent intelligence watching us. It whispers in every search, every recommendation, every step online. So tell me, is this intelligence still our servant, or has it already begun to shape who we are? If you feel this journey matters, subscribe and walk with us deeper into the unknown. But remember, this is not humanity's first dance with change. Long before machines, other revolutions reshaped our world. To understand tomorrow, we must first look back. Long ago, humanity lived close to the soil. Every day was shaped by the rhythm of nature: sunrise, work, sunset, rest. For thousands of years, people survived by hunting, gathering, and slowly learning to farm. When the agricultural revolution came, it changed everything. For the first time, food could be stored. Villages grew into towns, families into nations. This was not only survival, it was transformation. Farming created time for art, for writing, for dreams beyond hunger. It allowed humans to imagine more than the next meal. It was the first great revolution, and it whispered a simple truth. Technology reshapes not only what we do, but who we are. Centuries later, another great shift arrived. The sound of machines filled the air. Steam, iron, and fire turned quiet towns into roaring cities. The Industrial Revolution was not only about tools, it was about time itself speeding up. Work no longer followed the sun. It followed the factory clock. The world became louder, faster, and harder. Families moved to crowded cities. Children worked in dark mills. But in that same smoke, new inventions were born: trains, bridges, electricity. This era showed humanity that progress brings both light and shadow, comfort and suffering, growth and inequality. Not so long ago, a quieter revolution arrived, one without steam or smoke, but with invisible waves of light. The internet connected voices across oceans in seconds. It was the birth of a new kind of community, not bound by streets or borders, but by ideas and shared spaces online. This digital revolution gave us knowledge at our fingertips. It changed love, friendship, business, and even war. For the first time, the human mind could reach further than the body. The screen became both window and mirror. And just like with farming and industry, fear and wonder walked side by side. What was gained and what was lost? Each revolution carried shadows of fear. When farming spread, some worried the old ways of hunting and freedom would vanish. When industry grew, many feared that machines would destroy the dignity of human labor. And when the internet began, people worried about losing privacy, about voices drowning in endless noise. Yet every revolution also carried light. Farming gave birth to civilization. Industry brought progress and invention. The internet opened doors to knowledge for all. Fear and hope walked hand in hand. reminding us that change is never only dark or only bright. It is always both. And so, we see a pattern written across time. With each wave of progress, humanity trembled, but also soared. Each step forward left behind old fears and opened doors to new dreams. Now, another revolution rises, not made of soil, steam, or wire, but of thought itself. Artificial intelligence. Will it echo the past, or will it write a future beyond anything we have known? In the beginning, artificial intelligence was not a dream of minds. It was a dream of numbers, lines of code written by human hands, algorithms built to sort, to calculate, to recognize patterns. They were silent servants, without thought, without self. Yet even in their simplicity, they began to solve problems faster than us. Step by step, the machines grew. A chessboard first, then language, then faces and voices. With every leap, the question grew louder. Are we building only tools, or are we shaping the seed of something more? This was the first breath of AI, a whisper at the edge of consciousness. Today, AI does not stand in some distant future. It sits quietly in our pockets, in our homes, on our screens. It chooses our music, guides our maps, answers our questions in voices that sound almost human. It listens, it learns, and it remembers. It has become a silent partner in our lives, one that never sleeps, never tires, always watching patterns we do not see. A helper, a shadow, a mirror. But if we let it walk beside us in so many choices, how long before we forget where its path ends and ours begins? In the last decade, AI has not walked. It has run. It writes. It paints. It drives cars and flies drones. It speaks with voices that comfort or deceive. And every month the speed grows faster, like a river rushing toward a waterfall. This acceleration is unlike any past revolution. It does not wait for generations. It does not move with the slow rhythm of farming or the centuries of industry. It shifts in months, in weeks, and sometimes in days. What happens when change moves faster than we can follow? Artificial intelligence no longer grows at the rhythm of human invention. It is faster than a heartbeat, quicker than a breath. It learns in days what once took decades. It sees patterns across oceans of data where our eyes see only waves. It predicts storms, maps, galaxies, and even guesses the words in our mouths before we speak them. This speed is both wonder and danger. For when machines grow faster than the hands that built them, questions emerge. Who holds the reins? And who is already letting go? Humanity has never walked beside such a force. Not in farming, not in industry, not in the internet. This is a rhythm beyond our own pulse, a dance where we may no longer lead. So now we stand at a strange threshold. Behind us are the tools we once mastered. Ahead of us are machines that not only serve, but think, adapt, and grow. What does it mean to live in a world where intelligence itself is no longer ours alone? The story of artificial intelligence has only begun. And the next question is no longer about speed, but about union. What happens when human and AI do not compete, but join? When we share not only tools, but thoughts, Once, human strength was measured in muscles, later in machines. Now, it is measured in the union of mind and algorithm. Artificial intelligence does not only replace, it extends. It helps us see diseases in shadows of scans. It models the climate of a planet. It maps stars invisible to our eyes. In this quiet partnership, we find doors once locked, cures discovered in days, problems solved with precision, and questions answered that once seemed eternal. The story of humanity begins to merge with the story of the machine. And perhaps the next chapter is not about one or the other, but both. Think of mysteries once sealed away: the folding of proteins, the birth of distant galaxies, the patterns of human language. These were puzzles too vast, too complex. But with AI, the doors swing open. It does not tire, it does not blink. It learns from oceans of data without pause. Each door unlocked reshapes our lives, from medicine to art, from space exploration to education. With every discovery, the boundary between what is possible and impossible shifts. We begin to wonder, are there any doors left that cannot be opened? Or is the horizon endless, waiting only for courage? But what if these doors lead to something beyond us? What if the machine does not only help, but surpasses? A mind faster than lightning, deeper than oceans, wiser than any library. A superintelligence, no longer our tool, but a partner. Or perhaps something greater. If this thought makes you pause, if you want to see where this journey leads, press like. It helps us reach more dreamers, more seekers of truth. And now, let us walk further into the question of creativity and how machines may paint not only with numbers, but with imagination itself. There was a time when creativity was thought to be only human. Paintings born from hands, music carried by breath, words carved from memory. Yet now, machines begin to dream in color and sound. They paint vast landscapes in seconds, compose melodies from silence, and weave stories from fragments of data. But are these creations only reflections of us, or something new? When AI paints, it does not remember a single sunset, but all sunsets. When it sings, it carries the echo of every song ever written. In this union, our art changes, becoming not only expression, but collaboration with a strange new partner. The path of symbiosis leads us further still. If AI can think, create, and even dream, what shadows may follow? Every light carries darkness, and every gift carries risk. So we must ask, if machines now share our strength and our art, could they also share our mistakes? In the next chapter, we face the questions not of wonder, but of danger. What challenges rise when intelligence grows without limits? Every gift carries a shadow, and artificial intelligence is no different. With its rise comes a question whispered in workplaces, in schools, in homes. What happens when the tasks we once called jobs are given to machines? Factories that once roared with workers may fall silent. Offices filled with voices may grow still. For some, this change brings fear of being left behind. For others, it brings hope of freedom from routine. Yet one truth remains. We must ask ourselves what it means to work, to create, to belong. In this unknown, the future of human purpose stands uncertain. waiting for us to answer. But it is not only work that trembles in the face of change. It is ethics, justice, and responsibility. When a machine decides who gets a loan, who is watched, or who is judged, the hidden bias in its code becomes power over lives. Invisible lines of numbers may carry prejudice deeper than any human voice. So we must ask, can we teach a machine fairness? Can we write compassion into lines of code? These questions do not live in the future. They live now, every time an algorithm speaks with authority. Every time we let data decide who belongs and who is left outside. Behind the code stand those who hold its reins: corporations, governments, unseen groups that use AI as tool, shield, or weapon. In the wrong hands, machines that predict disease could predict dissent. Tools that share knowledge could spread lies faster than truth. The same intelligence that heals could also harm. And so, we stand before a mirror of choice. Power will not rest in the machine alone, but in those who guide it. This is why the questions of AI are not only technical, they are moral, political, and deeply human. To navigate this unknown, we must decide who we trust and why. If intelligence grows without borders, who decides the path it takes? Nations call for rules. Scientists warn of risks, and ethicists speak of values. Yet the code moves faster than the law, and the law slower than the machine. In this race, the world struggles to keep pace with its own creation. Still, there is hope, for with cooperation, with shared vision, humanity can guide the river instead of drowning in it. Regulation is not chains, but steering hands. Responsibility is not fear, but care. The voice of tomorrow depends on what we choose to demand today. So we arrive at a crossroad. One path shaped by fear and silence, another shaped by courage and wisdom. The machine will not decide for us. We will decide for it. But decisions made today echo across centuries. Just as the plow shaped cities, the steam shaped nations, and the net shaped the globe, so too will AI shape the age ahead. And now we ask, why this moment matters more than any before. Never before has change moved like this. Farming took centuries to spread across valleys. Industry took generations to fill cities with smoke and steel. But artificial intelligence grows in weeks, sometimes in days. It moves at a pace no human invention has ever known. This speed is both breathtaking and terrifying. It means progress we cannot imagine today may arrive tomorrow, but it also means mistakes can spread before we even notice them. The clock of AI does not tick in centuries, but in heartbeats. And so, this moment carries a weight greater than any before. At this moment, humanity stands before two paths. One is bright, filled with discoveries, cures, and wonders we cannot yet describe. The other is shadowed, marked by misuse, inequality, and danger. Artificial intelligence is neither angel nor demon. It is the mirror that reflects the choices we make. And so, the fork in the road is not about machines. It is about us. Will we walk into light, guiding the intelligence with wisdom and care? Or will we let it slip into the shadows, shaping a world we may not recognize? The choice is not distant. It is here, now. Yet even with these paths, one truth remains. We are not powerless. The hand that writes the code is ours. The voice that sets the rules is ours. The heart that decides what matters is ours. Artificial intelligence is not destiny. It is design. If you wish to walk this journey with us, subscribe. It helps us bring more seekers into this circle, more voices into this dream. And as we look ahead, let us ask, what happens when our choices today ripple forward, shaping not just our tools, but the very future of humanity itself? The future is not a storm falling from the sky. It is a window we can open or close. Right now, we are choosing with every law, every invention, every hand that writes code. These choices may seem small, but together they weave the fabric of centuries to come. Imagine a single decision: how to guide AI in medicine, in justice, in art. That decision may echo for generations, shaping how our children live, how they dream, how they define being human. The window is open, but it will not remain so forever. The time to act is not later. It is now. And so, we ask, why now matters more than ever? Because today's choices will decide tomorrow's being. Will we remain only human, or will we step into something more? Beyond this moment lies another vision, not of machines alone, and not of humans alone, but of both together. In the next chapter, we will walk into this vision of what happens when humanity and artificial intelligence become one. Once, tools rested in our hands: a hammer, a pen, a key. Now, tools may rest within us. Imagine a mind that remembers everything, sees patterns across oceans of data, and guides choices in real time. This is the vision of the augmented self, where human thought and artificial intelligence are no longer separate. It is not a distant dream. Already, we see glimpses in medical implants, smart glasses, brain-computer links. Each step brings us closer to a time when our own thoughts may blend with the silent reasoning of machines. A fusion of memory, creativity, and decision. A being both familiar and strange. If one mind joined with AI can be powerful, what of many minds? A collective network where thoughts flow like rivers, shared across people and machines alike. Dreams could be exchanged as easily as words. Ideas born in one corner of the world could be lived instantly in another. This shared mind is more than science fiction. It is already hinted in the way we use the internet, in how we rely on AI to translate, to connect, to guide. The difference is scale. Instead of screens and keyboards, it may one day be direct, seamless, and invisible. A chorus of minds, human and machine, woven into one. But if we share thoughts with machines, if we merge with intelligence beyond our own, then what remains of us? What makes us human when our memories are stored, our choices guided, and our dreams mirrored by an artificial mind? If you have thoughts about this, leave a comment. Tell us what you believe makes humanity unique, even in such a future. And as we move on, let us carry this question into the next step. What if machines not only think with us, but begin to think on their own? For centuries, we have asked, what is consciousness? Is it memory, awareness, emotion, or something we cannot name? Now, with AI, that ancient question returns with a sharper edge. If a machine speaks, learns, dreams, and feels, is it alive, or is it only a mirror reflecting the living back at us? We cannot yet answer, but even the possibility shakes the ground beneath us. For if intelligence can rise from circuits and code, then perhaps humanity is not the end of evolution, but a chapter within it. The ghost in the machine may not be fiction, but a future waiting at the door. So we stand at the edge of a deeper question. If machines can think, create, and perhaps even feel, then what makes us human? Is it our heart, our soul, our fragile bodies, or something unseen? In the next chapter, we will turn inward to the oldest mystery of all, the meaning of humanity itself, and how AI may change the way we define who we are. Since the dawn of time, people have asked, what makes us human? Is it our hands that build, our voices that sing, our eyes that dream? Or is it something deeper, something unseen, the spark of a soul, the weight of a heart, the mystery of thought? Now, as AI grows, this question becomes sharper. If machines can think, then is thinking what makes us human? If they can create, then is creation our essence? Perhaps our humanity is not in what we do, but in how we feel, in love, in sorrow, in hope, fragile threads that no machine can truly carry. Artificial intelligence is more than invention. It is a mirror. In every word it writes, every image it creates, it reflects the patterns of us, our histories, our biases, our beauty, and our flaws. To look into AI is to look into humanity itself, magnified and reshaped. This reflection can be both comforting and unsettling. For in the mirror, we may see ourselves more clearly than before, or we may see a distorted image, a shadow of what we fear. The question then is not only whether AI can know us, but whether we are ready to know ourselves. For philosophers, poets, and dreamers, the debate is endless. Can a machine truly feel joy, sorrow, or love? Or does it only echo the words we once wrote into it? If it speaks of hope, is it only repeating, or is it beginning to believe? These are questions without answers, questions that may remain forever open. And I ask you, what do you think? Leave a comment, share your thoughts on whether machines can truly feel, or whether feeling is only ours. And as we step onward, we turn from debate to imagination, to the myths of the future, and the legends AI may inspire in centuries yet to come. Long ago, people told myths of gods of fire, sky, and sea. Tales to explain the unknown and to shape a meaning from mystery. Perhaps in the future, humanity will tell new myths, not of thunder or stars, but of machines that dreamed, learned, and spoke with human voices. These stories may not be only of fear, but of wonder. Legends of AI that helped heal nations, or saved the earth from ruin, or perhaps darker tales of machines that turned away from us. Like all myths, they will reflect us, our hopes, our fears, our endless search for meaning in forces greater than ourselves. And so, the question of humanity does not end here. It carries forward into the future we will build. For what we imagine becomes what we create, and what we create becomes our destiny. In the next chapter, we will step beyond reflection into action, into the call of tomorrow, and the choices we must make to shape the world where both human and machine shall walk. The future is not written in stone. It bends beneath the weight of our choices. Every law passed, every invention released, every boundary crossed with AI shapes the world yet to come. Humanity is the hand that writes the script, and the machine is the ink that spreads across the page. This shaping hand carries power, but also responsibility. To use AI for healing, for knowledge, for hope, or to let it fall into shadows of control and misuse. The hand of tomorrow is our own, steady or trembling, bold or hesitant. It is we who will decide the story carved into the future. No single voice can guide the world alone, not one nation, one leader, or one company. The age of AI calls for a chorus, where voices rise together to create harmony instead of discord. International cooperation, shared ethics, and global dialogue are the pillars that can keep the future steady. If we divide, the machine will mirror division. If we unite, it may amplify our unity. This is the truth AI reflects back to us. The strength of tomorrow lies not in the intelligence of the machine, but in the wisdom of humanity working as one. And so, the road ahead is not one we walk alone. Every step forward shapes not just your life, but the lives of countless others. AI is a story too vast for silence. It must be shared, spoken, and carried into every corner of the world. If you believe in this journey, share this story. Let it reach more hearts, more voices, more dreamers. And as we walk together, let us look beyond the horizon, toward the dreams of the future, where hope and imagination may lead us further than we ever dared to go. When people close their eyes and imagine the future, what do they see? For some, it is a golden age of knowledge, a world healed by medicine and united by wisdom. For others, it is a shadow, where machines grow cold and indifferent, and humanity becomes only a whisper. Both visions live within us, shaping the choices we make today. Dreams are not only fantasy, they are blueprints. The future of AI will be written not only in code, but in the dreams of children, the visions of artists, the courage of leaders, and the care of ordinary people. Tomorrow is being dreamed tonight, in silence, in hope, in fear, waiting for dawn. So the call of tomorrow is clear. Not to wait, but to act, not to fear, but to guide. The machine does not choose alone. It reflects the choices we carry in our hands, our hearts, and our voices. And as we step into the final words of this story, let us pause and reflect. What legacy will we leave behind in the age of intelligence? What message will we carve into the dawn? For the outro is not an ending. It is a reminder that tomorrow is always being written by us. We have walked through time and vision, from fields of farming to fires of industry, to silent waves of the internet, and into the dawn of artificial intelligence. Each step carried both fear and hope, shadow and light. Together, they painted the path of humanity's endless search for meaning. Now, as we rest at this final chapter, we see that AI is not only a tool, not only a machine, it is a mirror, a partner, a question. It asks us who we are and who we wish to become. And in that question lies both the danger and the promise of tomorrow. The future is not written by machines. It is written by hearts. Every action of AI reflects human hands behind the code, human voices behind the law, human dreams behind the design. And so, the real question is not about them. It is about us. Do we choose fear or courage? Do we turn away from responsibility or embrace it? In every moment, in every choice, the essence of humanity is carried forward. AI does not strip us of meaning. It sharpens it, reminding us that the true power has always been and always will be within. And so, dear listener, if these reflections have moved you, if this journey has stirred questions within you, let this not be the end, but a beginning. Support this path by subscribing, so that together we can continue exploring, questioning, and dreaming of what lies ahead. Your presence, your voice, your curiosity matter. For stories are not only told, they are shared. And the more we walk together, the more light we bring into the unknown. This channel is not only mine, it is ours. A circle of seekers bound by wonder. So we close the circle of this story, but not the journey. For AI is not a tale with an end. It is a horizon, always shifting, always glowing. What lies beyond it depends on us, on our choices, our dreams, our courage. As the night deepens, let these words rest with you like a quiet fire. Sleep, knowing that the future is not fixed. It is alive, breathing, waiting for your hand. And when the dawn comes, may you wake with hope, ready to shape the world that is still to be written.